Hello, everyone. Today I'm just gonna be not reviewing, but more like tier listing all my Hammond Collection figures. So, anyways, hello, I'm M16. Today we're just gonna do a video for funsies, I guess. So, let's get started on some of my favorite Hammond Collection figures. I'm gonna get rid of these two for a second because those are gonna be part of the medium-ish size review. So we're just gonna do the small ones, and I might take out the people right now. Do that. I think I have all the human characters. I have no idea, but let's get started on this little, let's say, little review of all the figures I have. Now, all these figures I am reviewing have reviews of their own on my channel. So if you want a specific character review, you can go on my channel and go watch that video. So let's get started with the Raptor. The Raptors. Crap. Oh my god. Wait. Is this? I think it's just Charlie. Is it Charlie? I think it's Charlie. All right. So first we're gonna start off with Velociraptor Charlie, and is his mouth long or closed? I think it doesn't. But she is pretty decent. It's like it's a basic Raptor figure. Probably should have started off with this one first, because that would have made sense. But this one is a really good. It's a really nice small figure. There's great posability on its tail. It could hit certain poses, I believe, if I want to, but I'm not really much of a posing person. Um, yeah, decent, I guess. Decent. Not really much of a poser for these. And then similar to Charlie, we got Blue. And this one's actually a really nice one. First of all, the eye is pretty good. Oh great, it looks soulless. It's not good. But it has this little bead for its eye, which is really cool. And the paint is not that bad. It looks actually pretty decent. Next, we're going to go to the Wave 1 Velociraptor. Oh god, I can see its joint. I could actually see its joint. That's not good. This is a replacement because my other one did break, but it's been like a couple years, I think 3 years maybe, since these guys came out, and Mattel has been doing very well. There has been a lot of improvements with these guys, especially with the smaller ones. And then finally, the Troodon, which I've also done a review on, is a pretty good articulation set for a compact figure. And then another thing while setting up this video is the feet on the Raptors. As you can tell, the 1993 Raptor has a bigger foot than the 2015 Raptors. Now I'm going to show you a small review on these human characters. First we got Claire Deering. I kind of like that Mattel doesn't make human figures anymore because I don't really like the human figures in Hammond Collection. But they have some decent articulation for small figures. I'm definitely going to say the same thing for all the tiny human figures for Hammond Collection. They're alright. I'm actually not mad that they got rid of the figures. I'm just of the human figures because I want more dinosaurs. Speaking of dinosaurs, though, the new Hammond Collections got revealed. Definitely buying the Scorpius Rex. The Indominus is mispainted a little bit. Should be a little more white. Scorpius looks good. What else? I don't know what. I forgot what else was in the line. Oh crap! Definitely buying the Scorpius, so that one looks sick. And I'm probably gonna review it to the one I already have. But next, let me move these out of the way over here. Put these back here. Let's get on to the smaller or medium-sized figures. So I'm gonna start off with the first medium-sized one I got, which is JC Reviews. I mean the Parasaurolophus. Now this is when Mattel actually made pretty decent figures. I'm not saying the new ones are bad. I'm just saying that these ones are pretty good, especially with the first wave. Now this Parasaurolophus does lack a little bit of movement, but I'm pretty sure if you're talented enough to get some poses off, you could get some poses off. It's a pretty decent figure when it comes to articulation. I would say that I would probably prefer a remake of this old figure with the new type of designs that Mattel makes for the Hammond Collections. But this isn't really that bad. Moving on, we're going to go on with the Concavinator. This guy, which I feel like is my favorite of the small ones because this guy is actually a pretty nice figure. He has a nice design. And yeah, it's pretty decent articulation. Its neck moves a lot. Can pull off some good movements. Its tail's pretty good. It's a pretty nice figure. Which I believe when it first came out it cost $20. I believe Hammond Collection costs a lot more now. But this was a pretty nice figure when it first came out. Is it my favorite? Not really, but out of the medium size, this is probably one of my favorite ones. Out of all of them. Moving on, we're gonna get the original one. The one that was the hardest to find for most people, especially me. The Baryonyx. And boy, do I have some problems. First of all, too much playing with the jaw could make a logo unhinged and loose. And then, but that's probably my only complaint with this figure. It's the jaw, because the rest of these things, pretty good. It has the standard Hammond Collection movement that most Hammond Collections have. And back then, when this figure first came out, he was pretty difficult to find. Like, it was really hard. It took me like 5 different Target trips to finally get this guy. But in the end, it was probably worth it because he is a really good figure. I love it a lot. I don't know if I can have space to display him on my desk, but he's a really good figure. Moving on, because I don't want this video to be long. We got the one I kind of complain about the most. I'm not complaining about the most, but mostly about the accessories. This Sinoceratops, and it's pretty decent. Nice head articulation. What the crap? There's been a lot of cracking with this figure. First it was the tail, now when I moved it was the head, but so a lot of our there's some it's decent for a herbivore. It's not that bad, but there are definitely better ones. This one kind of feels like it has a lack of articulation with it, but I'll just be happy with that we got some nice things we can do with it. Like we can change the horns, we can change the mouthpiece. The head moves pretty well. And I don't know how much I paid for him. I forgot how much I actually got him for. But it's an alright figure. Definitely would. Was decent. Now, moving on to big boy. I mean, not the big boy. Small boy. But also a pretty good figure on its own. Ceratosaurus. Oh god, it broke his leg. It's very loose. Yeah, like most of the older Hammond collections have very loose movements, especially with this guy, as you could tell. But he's a very good figure. Like, decent movement on the arms, decent movement on the head. Almost, actually, yes. Good articulation. He has very long feet or legs. And like most Hammond collections, the tail is very poseable. And if you want a review on this guy, I have also a review on this guy. I have a review for every single one of these figures if you want an individual review. But yeah, it's a pretty good figure. I think it's very expensive as well. Most Hammond collections are very expensive because Mattel doesn't make them anymore after the initial production. I don't know why. That's how they do it. Kind of sucks, to be honest. But let's move on to the last one. Or no, there's one more after this one. I don't know if I can consider this guy. Actually, there's three more. I don't know if I can consider this guy a medium-sized boy because he's not that medium compared to the other ones. Let me get Concavinator for a second. Carnotaurus is not really the size of a medium. So I'm just going to call it a large figure for right now. Oh god, am I missing one? I might be missing one from the collection right now. Well, I'll figure out that later. But not really that bad of a sculpt. Decent articulation. The eye works perfectly here. Nice mouth action. Oh, nice mouth. Opening and closing. Good articulation on the legs. There's a very wide stance on them. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do that. Tiny arms that are very articulated. No painted fingernails, but it's fine. Oh no. Can I not move his neck? Oh god. I guess I could, but it's more like a head turn, not a neck, but it's fine. Alright, moving on to, I guess I'm gonna say another large one. But let me go see. Did I take all of them out? Pretty sure I did. I don't know where the other one's at, but we'll find out later. Dinosaurus, which I might consider an extra large figure. Who knows? 1 minute, I'm gonna go find something really quick. So to keep this video not that long, we're just gonna do the two large ones that I own, which are large-ish ones that I own, being the Dinosaurus, which I have also reviewed. Nice, like little closable thumbs. Let me give you a humor. That's probably unfunny, wasn't it? Probably was. Anyways, nice sculpt, nice everything. Standard tail articulation, just a big turkey in general with massive deaf arms. And very dusty because he's been in my closet for the last couple of years. Nice neck articulation. Nice head articulation. Mouth open and closes. And moving on, we're just going to go on quickly. The Stegosaurus, which is a figure I have some concerns about. Like, sure, its mouth doesn't open and close fine. Paint job, especially on here because I got a bad one. It's all right. All in all, the herbivores aren't really good figures because they're very limited in movement, which makes them not be able to strike off some dynamic poses, which I kind of hate. So yeah, I don't really like it. But overall, in terms of paint, it's pretty good. Besides this little area on the stomach, which is supposed to be, I think, beige. Now we're gonna move on to the big boys. Extend this back a little bit. Money is on its way. Godly. The first XL, I guess, size. The Tyrannosaurus Rex. And even to this day, it's still probably one of the best Hammond collections. Big, it's posable. Sharp for some reason. There goes Guy again. He's gone. I don't like him anyway. That one kind of, that guy kind of sucks, but that's the point. That's the point. Very loose, but makes sense because most of these guys are very loose after a couple of years. Really like it. I wish they remade it. They probably never remake it, unfortunately. And moving on quickly, and I unfortunately don't have the Spinosaurus, which you can tell because I didn't review it. I never reviewed it. Oh God. Oh, Godzilla. The second XL in my collection, the Giganotosaurus, and yeah, same thing as the T-Rex. Way more spikier though, and probably way more intimidating. This thing has a shelf presence, and I love it. I love this thing. It looks amazing. It has a lot of spikes, and I really like that. And mwah, it's perfect. I love it a lot. Now, if I were to rank them, big ones, Giga, obviously. Medium size, Concavinator. And if I had to go with the Raptors, I'd just probably pick the original 93 Raptor. Because it's simple, small, but effective. Yay. So, that's all the Hammond collections I have to review. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to replace these games with probably different games if you'd like to see that. Probably going to add a Resident Evil on them. So I can, for Pokemon videos, I'm probably going to switch these for Pokemon. For other ones, I'm probably going to do different ones, different games. I don't know, like Resident Evil, FIFA, I don't know. Stuff like that to put behind here to have a nice background. But I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.